It says, "V'chitomru manochal Rabbi Yehuda patach lidrosh patach ba'Adonai v'aseh tov v'shachen ha'eretz urei emunah." The pasuk talks about how people have to keep Shemitah, not work the 7th year, right? And the pasuk says, maybe you'll say, what will I eat if I don't eat work in the 7th year? How will I survive? So that's what Torah says, have Emunah in Hashem, keep the mitzvah, and Hashem will give you double on the 6th, and that way you'll have enough for the 6th and the 7th. And even till you plant, till you grow and you reap the 8th, you actually need for 3 years. Hashem will give you also for that enough, you have Emunah. So therefore, the Zohar quotes a pasuk, Rabbi Yehuda quotes a pasuk, trust in God, it's in Tehillim chapter 37, trust in God, and do good, live in the land, and live by Emunah. Reap the Emunah. The Emunah will lead you. You'll be like, the word Ru'eh is shepherd. The word like Ro'eh, shepherd. You follow the Emunah. So what does this mean? He's going to explain this pasuk. Le'olam barnash yezer b'mareh. He says a person should always be careful to serve his Creator. You should have a very high level of emunah, says the Zohar. Begin the hevet shelim b'mareh. You should be complete and wholehearted with your God. Don't be nervous and anxious and say, how will Hashem provide for me? Will He provide for me? I don't know what's going to be. Don't have these kind of thoughts. When he has complete with his God, and when you are complete and wholehearted with Hashem, you have emunah in Hashem, nobody could do anything to you, says the Zohar Kadosh. You'll be protected. And therefore he explains the pasuk like this. Trust in God and do good. What does it mean, trust in God, do good? Do good is something else? He says, yes. He says, you should know that when you do have emunah, in Shamayim, you did something very, very big. Why? He's going to explain that there's 2 major sfirot that we have to go and connect to. There's Yesod. Yesod is the one that in the hierarchy of the sfirot tree, all the blessing and all the Shefa comes to Yesod. But we need to have Yesod give to Malchut, right? That's the last 2 that we have to connect to. Yesod is the Tzaddik, is the overcoming your Tzahara, that's what it associates with. And then Malchut is kingship, which is making HaKadosh Baruch Hu our king, and not crowning ourselves, not having haughtiness, and not thinking we're in control of everything, rather realizing Hashem's in control, and using our skills to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So he says, when you have Emunah, that's being a tzaddik, right? And what happens? All the Shefa is collecting Yesod, but the last thing is to live by Emunah and to be not anxious and to be relaxed and to be wholehearted with Hashem. And just like a child, he walks in the public street, he walks in a place, he's not worried. Why are you not worried? Maybe something's do bad to you. Why? My father's right behind me. I can walk freely. Everything's okay. That's how a person should feel when he has Emunah in Hashem. I'm with my father. My father's taking care of me. I have trust in Him. And I don't say I trust in Him, but then inside my heart, I really have a bunch of million thoughts and I can't sleep at night. I toss and I turn. No, I have trust in God and that's it. So when he says when you do that, you connect Yesod to Malchut and all the Shefa comes in. But when you don't have Emunah, then your Malchut is closed. Your Malchut, you crown yourself. You didn't crown to Hashem. So then all the bracha and Yesod stays in Yesod. It doesn't necessarily come down properly. So therefore, the Shefa doesn't open up. So therefore he says, when you betach ba'Hashem, when you have betachon in Hashem, aseh tov, you did a good deed by doing that, then shchen ba'aretz v'rei emunah, then live in the land, you have emunah, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. Just like Hashem says in the Torah, do Shemitah, don't work 7th year, don't worry, in the 6th year, you have emunah, 6th year, Hashem will give you exactly what you need. Don't be nervous, don't be afraid. So therefore he says, a person has to make sure that this is exactly where he applies Emunah. Where does Emunah apply? It says King David, what does it say? Emunatecha balelot. Where do you have to have Emunah? Balelot. When it's dark. When there's darkness, when you don't know what's going to be. That's where you have Emunah. Where people say, yeah, I have Emunah, Rabbi, I have Emunah. Of course, they see every day the cha-ching, the income is coming, and they're buying and they're doing and they're working. Of course, everything's good. Of course, it's easy to say Emunah. Go have Emunah when the money's not coming in. Go have Emunah when it's dark outside, when it's dark in your life. When you don't know if you're going to pass the order. You don't know if this is going to happen. You don't know if that's going to happen. You don't know if the doctor's report is going to come out good. You don't know if the deal is going to come through. That's where it's supposed to be Emunah. That's when you show you have real Emunah. When it's easy, it's not called 100% you have Emunah. When you're wholehearted with Hashem, is Balelo, when it's dark. And he says, once a person does that, he brings to himself much bracha, and he opens up the gates of Shefa for this, to the Yesod, to give to Malchut. And he says, that's what it means, the Pasuk. Chitomru manocha b'shana shvi'it. Think about it. What is the 6th Sfirah? Yisod. What is the 7th Sfira? Malchut. What is the 6th year? That's where Hashem promises extra bracha. Where does the person have to have the Emunah? The 7th year, which is Malchut. So he says, why 7th year you have to be free? You don't work the field, because you have to work on Malchut in the 7th year, where you go and you give your Emunah to Hashem. So that's why you don't work the field. And then the 6th year, which is Yisod, then he'll give you all the bracha. But if you don't keep the Shemitah, so the bracha on the 6th doesn't come, the bracha on the Yisod doesn't come. So therefore we all have to work and realizing your coworker, your employee, your friend says, how do you make so much money? How are you so happy? How do you have no anxiety? You say, it's not up to me, Habibi. It's up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I have emunah in Him. And then He